Okay, I think we are live. I've seen a lot of videos and things on this topic, but what I have yet to see is somebody come in here and just look at this. We're gonna start off on the first laps here, and I don't know why they're doing the timing and scoring in such a way, but I literally have to have two windows together but separate to even compare these lap times together without putting it in like a spreadsheet form. So you notice this is Jett over here, we got Kenny over here. We're gonna compare these lap times. Okay, Kenny came out ripping. If you pay attention to these lap times, and I hate the way they have this, dude, it moves so quick and that disappears because they don't want people doing this. I get it, I get it. We need right there. Okay, that should work. But anyway, we're gonna look at these times real quick. We got a 55.4 for Jett, 55.09 or 55.4, yeah, and a 55.09 first laps. But compare these, go back and forth. Okay, Kenny at any point was no more than a second off on his worst lap from Jett. And if you see here, when we get to the later laps, is where Kenny really starts putting it on, and Jett just gets, I don't know, slower, flustered. I'm not real sure. But you look over here, Jett's fastest lap was a 52.399 on lap 6, and Kenny a 53.138. But if you notice, Kenny's fastest lap was the very next lap, and he consistently ran 53s consistently when the track was just ate to shit, like he was moving. Look at Jett's lap times over here. He even had a 57 down here before Ken got past him. I hate seeing somebody like James Stewart sit up there and all these other media heads and like just basically like takes Jett's balls and just puts them in his hand and just rubbing them, right? Just stroking Jett's nuts. I hate it. I think that is one of the most ignorant things I've seen in our sport in a long time. You could almost compare it to the Tomac and Savatgy debacle that happened. But I'm in that stance with Savatgy and Tomac. Tomac was coming and he was getting around Savatgy, and probably Savatgy was scared for his life, which I would be too if Tomac was behind me and there was $1 million on my head. This is kind of like the same situation, but not exactly the same because, you know, Kenny's not that high up in the points. We all know Jett didn't go to school. Didn't go to normal school, and if he can ride that fast out there and do maths, he was wrong, and he kind of realized he was wrong and still continued with the bullshit. Now, I love Jett, and I think he's probably one of the best things that's happened to our sport, but I'm just hearing all these just Jett fanboys like, oh, it's so kind to give the win to Kenny. It's just a baby gift. And I heard this all last night while I was playing MX bikes, and it drove me nuts, dude. It drove me nuts. Hold on, let me get up on the chat here. Yeah, Jett not so smart. I think we proved that Jett is not smart because Jett says he can math, but he can't maths. He can't maths. He can ride a bike, but he can't maths. Yeah, we were all ready for the battle that we all deserved because we wasted our entire summer watching Sexton basically just ride up a Jett's ass, okay? And like it's like he didn't even want to be there. And then eventually he got tired of getting beat, and then he figured he probably ought to do something. So like Jett's already wasted my whole summer of nothing, okay? Another thing, Sexton got handed the SX title, and he's up there fucking crying about it. You know, it just frustrates me, man. Like, we deserve to see that race. We deserve to see Kenny pass Jett because it was going to happen regardless. I called it when it was happening, when it was live. Like, one of my good friends, and he's not in here yet, but Rick Racer, like, he's the one that kind of got me fired up to make a video, dude. He's like, that was the most bullshit thing I've seen, you know, and I've been watching this sport since the 70s. That's from an old head that has, bled this sport through and through. It was a bullshit move. We all know, the real ones out there, that Kenny was gonna pass the golden boy Jett, and Jett couldn't let that go on his ego. I don't think he could handle it, so he waved Kenny by and did some quick math in his head that didn't work out, that wasn't right, and it was false, that didn't do anything for anybody. And I think it's bullshit. And I'm here to say what I feel I should say. It's fucking bullshit is what it is. And all you Jett fanboys can suck my nuts. You can suck everybody else's nuts that agrees with us, because we just don't care. You can ride his dick all you want. Go ahead. Ride Jett's dick. I don't care. This next race, though, is going to be super, super interesting. I feel like Kenny might put Jett on the floor. I would. You gonna hand me a baby gift and make me look like an asshole in front of fucking everybody on national TV? You're gonna do that to me? Supposedly I'm your friend. You're gonna hand me a baby gift? You're just gonna let me win because I can't win? You're just gonna let me do it? It's like, do I need to ask Jett for permission to ride my bike next weekend? I don't know. Maybe Kenny should. Maybe Kenny should ask Jett for permission to even race. Lap times tell the fucking story. That guy right there is full of shit. He can't mass, and Kenny was gonna whoop his ass. So if anybody has anything to say about it, go ahead and let her rip, because see the chat over here. Vaughn, you're gonna be there at the Coliseum? I'm so jealous, dude. That track, I wasn't stoked on the last track, but this new one looks like it might actually be good. I'm hoping that Rick Racer will jump in here, but I don't know if he's going to or not. Rick, I'm gonna give you like 2 minutes. Here, bud. You got 2 minutes to jump in here to say your piece. And for any of those that you're wondering, I admitted I was at least halfway wrong on the track. I believe the track got so tore up and so shit and so shitty, it forced everybody out of that one main line early because it rained and they ripped that track. I don't think it would have been the same racetrack if it had not have rained that day, because they wouldn't have watered it like that. So the fact that the track was so bad and so one-lined, it rained and they ripped it, and then they had other line choices. But if you noticed, how many passes did we actually see in that race? I can count them on one hand. How many passes happened? It was a interesting track, night track, and the shadows were playing a huge bit there. But this, for me, the lap times, and for those of you that are catching the tail end of this, I'll go through these again real quick so you can compare them on your own. I'll go through here real slow. Oh, wait, I gotta move this one first. Why can't they make this in such a way where you can actually compare lap times? Like, I literally have to pull 2 windows up. It's so annoying. But looking at the lap times, it even makes me more mad, And then the press conference, if I was Kenny, I would have punched Jett right in the fucking face. Like, right in the face on national TV, just right in the nose. That's what I would have done. Watch out for crackheads, Vaughn. Yeah, be careful down there in California, man. You don't want to get mugged or shot or raped or, step on a needle or all the shit that's laying around down there. It's pretty bad down there. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? I'll give you a second before I bounce up out of here. I just wanted to make a quick little short video that I'm not happy with Jett. Like, the part of me that was a fan of Jett, like, has kind of almost died, which sucks for me. Because I don't like Sexton. I kind of really don't like Jett now. So Eli better come back and just throw it down. I don't know. Deegan needs to hurry up and get in this class or something, man. Because, I don't know. This, like, I just want to punch him. I want to punch him right in the face. Yeah, dude, I was going to wait to listen to what Ken Roxon had to say on the Pulp Show, because I wanted to make this and, like, get my feelings out before I got all my other feelings confused by listening to everybody else. But what really got me fired up was listening to James Stewart's show. And then, like, what James said about the whole thing. Like, no. Like, he's on the Jett nuts. And I just, okay. I'm not on Jett's nuts. I feel like I'm one of the only people out there that is not on Jett's dick. Just swinging from his balls, okay? I don't know. I've seen a lot of comments that, you know, people aren't real happy about it. But then, like I said, dude, there's a younger generation that just thinks this is the greatest thing they've ever seen in their life and that Jett is the kindest human being on the face of the earth. And he can mass. Like, dude, like, people were so confused last night, like, telling stories that, like, oh, no, he did it because of the points and it changed everything and this and that. It's, people watch little clips here and there on TikTok and they think one way or the other and it's just not right. And, I just, man, if this is what our sports come to is like F1 style wave bys, I'm gone. I'm out of here. So if Jett doesn't race his ass off and he lets another person by, I'll just let the sport go by because I'm fucking done with it. I ain't got time for this pussy bullshit of pulling off the track just because you know you're going to get passed. It's aggravating to me. Especially after he went undefeated the whole motocross season. You know, racing against one person. Can we at least be honest about that too? He wasn't racing against anybody else but Sexton, and Sexton was hurt coming in. And I know there's a few people that disagree with me. Sexton came into the season hurt and off the bike. Okay? That's not fairy tales. That's what happened. And he was slower this year than he was last year. And I don't care if you don't agree with me or not. I went back. I've watched the footage. I've compared it. Sexton was faster last year, and he was also bigger last year. He was stronger last year. He was fitter last year. If you go back and you look at how much Eli beats Chase by, if he would have been here, this whole fucking thing would have been a different story, and he'd actually have to race. Jett would actually have to put something on the line to race instead of just crushing Sexton's ego and making him follow him around the track. But I'm about out of things to say. You are far from alone on people not digging Jett. Thank God, dude. Thank God, Red, White, and FU. That fits perfect with the name. You haven't mentioned, what does that say? Dude, why does YouTube put the heart? They put this stupid little heart thing on the chat, and then when people type, and I can't make it go away. Yeah, and another thing is, Red White, like, you're totally right. If you go to one of these races, what do you pay to go see? Do you pay these fees to go get autographs and stand in line, get a free fucking donut, and play patty cake for the race? Like, I've done enough research. To me, other sports seem pretty damn scripted. You got football, you got soccer. If I can go in and do some gematria and some number configurations and 90% of the time figure out who's going to win these games, like, I will not support this anymore if we have any more wave bys. I swear to God, Jett, if you wave anybody else by, when I see ya, I'll take a trip to jail because I'm going to punch you in the face. I swear to God. Not really, but I'm just kidding. But I would. Not really. But I would. Not really. Just kidding. Seriously, who wants to punch Jett? Does anybody else out there want to punch him in the face? Because if I was Kenny, I would have punched him in the face. Right? It's stupid. Like, it's right there in the way. Thank you, Dalkini, for agreeing with me on the stupid heart comment. It takes up half the chat box. Cal Mitchell, I have no comments. I made one video on that subject of the PEDs because nobody else wants to talk about it. Johnny said he won't talk about it because he's too famous now to talk about it. Cooksey used to talk about it, but then again, Cooksey supposedly got too famous. The thing is all these people that I supported when they were smaller in the channels were talking about interesting and cool shit. And now that they have a couple subscribers, it's like they got real fucking quiet. And they don't talk about anything. And then all of a sudden, in their phone, they're on their phones over here with Davey Coombs. Oh, Davey, hello? Hello, Davey? Do I need to give blowjob? Do you need pillow? Can I get press pass? Like, no, dude, I don't give a fuck. I'll say what I want. I'll cuss on camera. I don't care. Like, I'm here doing my own fucking thing. I'm not doing it for subs. I don't care if you like this video. Don't give no shits. I'm not Johnny Hopper. I'm not Chris Cooksey. I will always have this mouth, regardless. Like, the only stipulation that is, if I were ever to get in the commentary booth, I could tone it down just enough to, like, get by for national TV. But that's the only time I will ever shut my mouth. I don't care. Just don't care. Dude, I hope Sexton comes back. I'm not a Sexton fan, but Sexton needs to get back to being Sexton. And the thing is, we all know, we all saw this track. You're telling me with all the wisdom and might and must of that Honda factory team, they couldn't get Sexton to wrap his head around the fact that it's a motocross track. F your supercross suspension, ride what we want you to ride. But he can't do that because he can only ride on one kind of suspension because he's not that good of a, I mean, he's a great rider. I just don't get it. Like, there was no part of that track that was supercross except for, like, the two doubles that were, like, slammed together. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I really hope the next track is awesome. We actually see some racing, and nobody lets anybody by. We'll see what happens, and hopefully I don't have to make another one of these videos because of bullshit like this. Dude, Mike, it was a total insult. When I was sitting there watching the press conference, Mike, like, if I was Roxon, I seriously, like, it would have taken everything in me to not punch Jett in the face live on national TV. Like, right in the nose. Right in the fucking nose. Like, it was an embarrassment to the sport, not just, like, Jett himself, because first, we all know he can't mask now. So, like, you know, since he can't mask, he just figured he'd, you know, oh, it's a baby gift, and then change his story, and it just all goes away. But it doesn't. And I hope Kenny's fired up and punches him in the face on the track next weekend. That's what I hope. I hope he just boots him into, like, the second Coliseum row, and, you know, Jett just has to sit up there and eat fucking donuts for the rest of the night. Because at least that way he won't have to let anybody else by. Because he's so damn good. Anyway, before I start punching the air, I should probably get off here, because just talking about it gets me going, you know. I love the sport, you know. I love Tomac fan, so of course I'm just like, I'm all kinds of butthurt anyway. And last thing I needed was Jett to be waving people by. So that's about all I have to say. I'm going to check the chat one more time before I bounce up out of here. Dude, Kenny was not cool with it. Kenny was catching that motherfucker regardless. He was coming. I was calling it on the race, dude. Like, as it was happening. He was coming. It was going to happen. And Jett was like, oh, he's going to pass me. I'll just let him by because I did some math. I did math, and I can let him by. And it's fine. It changes the points. It didn't, and it doesn't. And you're an idiot. So, yeah. Tell the doggo hello. Hey, you know what? Come here, bud. Want to say hi to the peeps? Come here. Big boy. He's so big. Look how big this thing is, man. Look at his face. Look at his face. Here. Look. Oh, a big old face. Okay, don't unplug. Don't unplug. I'll tell you what. If Jett lets anybody else by, I'm gonna go to the next race that's available, and I'm gonna grab a Jett jersey that he's wore, and I'm gonna just like let him sniff it, and I'll just turn him loose on the track. We'll see if he can let my dog pass. See if he gets past my dog. But anyway, I'm gonna bounce up out of here. I think I'm gonna stream some bikes later. If you guys want to come and hang out, talk about more stuff than what I'm talking about here. Just kind of want to keep this short and simple, and let everybody know I'm pretty aggravated. So I'd really be interested to see, like, how many of you non-Jett fanboys actually feel like what I feel like the rest of us with brains and eyes to see things feel. Yeah, that's about it. But hope you guys have a good one,